E-I-E-I-E-I-O, up the table, here we go. There's our first away win at the YLS. York United nil, HFX Wanderers 2 at the York Ligament Shredder, or as some call it, the York Lions Stadium. A team that embarrassed us at home before and gave us a good go the last time we were there. And we not only came out on top, but promptly ruined their day and their mood. Raleigh showed us exactly how back he was. Wonderful goal and some proper wind-up work. Now, the first 30 to 40 minutes of this game were about as back and forth as you'd expect between two teams with a mutual record of 4 wins, 9 draws, and 4 losses. There were large parts of the game where most of the players on the pitch, both in white and green, were well off the boil, hesitating on plays, poor decisions in the final third, non-existent finishing, and the like. Then, my man, Zachary Fernandez, looked at me, told me he heard I was talking shit, and decided to shut my mouth with a goal that looked like it should be on Captain Tsubasa rather than real-world pro soccer in a country that doesn't prioritize soccer compared to other sports. To be honest, that might not be giving the lads enough credit given the even pre-Fern goal. By rights, it should have been 0-5 rather than 0-2 to finish, and we should have been winning even harder than we did is a good problem to have compared to the problems of last season and even the first bits of this one. Once we found our groove, we never really let go of it. Despite the York Ligament Shredder continuing to earn Corix, Afri, and Visaris' cheeky moniker, with 3 forced subs in the first half alone. We kept going for it, even as York put in a serious shift trying to run it back. Joao Morelli had a great run deep in the second half. Well, not that deep, 61st minute, with all the space in the Greater Toronto area in front of him to score, and sealed the deal for us, having every bit of his well-deserved fun with the goal in front of the York fans and the contingent of Halifax fans who made it to the Greater Toronto area stadium with Canadian away day distances being as they are. They're not small. Although there were moments where we let them into our box a bit too cheaply, including a serious warning where an excellent York cross went around the crossbar and missed goal by centimeters. There was some quality defending too when needed. Cale Lockery and Jan Fillion in particular impressed for sure. Henry, despite not having been there long, has fit in about as well as anyone else. York didn't capitulate, not at all, but we had the best go of things by some stretch, even when it looked like things were slow going. We had the better shot quality and quantity by far, even though York had a higher quantity of runs into the final third. The game ended with York, understandably, being incredibly frustrated and wanting to let it all out just before full time. Baldissimo put some stank on it in the third of 3 separate runs against Morelli in one big challenge against him, and that devolves into a scenario that any regular viewer of Ontario semi-pro soccer channel IST would recognize right away. A whole brawl. Players crowding other players. Some of ours trying to restrain Coimbra before he went any further than he already did. Rugby-style scrums. Caligari Watley staying at arm's length of the whole thing because he's seen enough yellow as it is this season. Henry trying to chill out several York players by himself and having enough physical presence for it to work. There might even have been Giant throwing the ball at Coimbra at the final whistle. I have to look at that again. Baldissimo, I know you aren't listening or watching this. Why would you? But you are a jackass of the highest order. I have no idea of the state of mind or intent at the time of it, and nobody else does either. But regardless of it all, your straight red card is 100% deserved. Nobody here appreciates your 2-footer and your insistence on going for it on someone who just came back from more than a year of being out of action due to a serious injury. And you in particular can hold the entirety of this L. Go fuck yourself. Thank you. We stand 4th in the table. 4 points from top. Next up is our game against the team at the top, Pacific, at the grounds on the city's Nail Day holiday. Let's see if we can make things happen against them once more and get 3 wins in a row. I think so. As always, come on, you Wanderers.